so glad you're finally here. I was really starting to feel the effects of this place. I keep an aura about me with my freshly milled soaps. No, I would appreciate it if you did not come any closer. If you could just take that mass produced chair and, have a seat if you can, if it doesn't, fall apart as soon as you touch it, like most things that aren't handmade tend to do. Yes, well, I'm very glad that you're finally home. You're normally home by now. I mean, you're a good. Oh, let me see the sun. You should have been here at least 8 minutes ago, and this is really starting to have an effect on me. So I would appreciate it in the future when I'm waiting here for you if you would just be on time. What do you mean you didn't know I was going to be here? Of course you did. I sent out the messages into the... Can I finish? Can I please finish? Oh, I don't use cell phones. No, I don't want cancer. No, absolutely not. I sent out, as I was saying, if I can finish. For someone who needs my help, you are not very appreciative. You really need to work on that. But I'm sure you're doing your best. I sent out a message into your astral plane at least an hour ago that I was going to be here. So you should have received that. Of course, what am I thinking? You're not very in touch with your astral plane, are you? No, we need to do some realignments. So, will you be here on time tomorrow? We can work on realigning your chakra because you really need it. I mean, I can tell. You need my help, and I actually, believe it or not, I actually need a little bit of your help. Yes, I have to get into the spirit this year, whether I like it or not. You know how I feel about Halloween. And the way, people like you have taken it and turned it into this cavalcade, hootenanny disaster. It's so commercialized. It's just another excuse to peddle that fake sugar-infested garbage that you seem to love just dumping into your children. I really wish you wouldn't have done that. But since you and millions of people like you have, I kind of feel that it is my duty to do some re-education. And I'm very good at re-education. I was just at... What do you mean, how did I get in here? I let myself in, like people do. I mean, it wasn't that difficult. Well, it seems that maybe one of your windows was not really secured properly. Now, that is not my fault. See, if you crafted your own windows out of driftwood as I do, you would have much more sturdy windows, and they would have a little bit of personality. I noticed that your windows don't really have any personality, so I guess it's fitting that they're in your house. So it's good to keep like things together, but it's really affecting me. I feel my creativity diminishing. It's an unfavorable outcome. Would you like some? I can sweep some your way, but don't get any closer because you have this jagged edge to your vibe, and it's like a chainsaw, and it's really messing with my bliss. So just stay over there. I'm very proud of this recent batch of soap. As you can see, it's translucent. It's transparent. Look at that. Once you have really mastered the art of milling soap, you can make it like glass. I bet the first time you milled transparent soap, it was a really glorious day for you. Excuse me? You don't mill your own soap? You don't craft your soap? Well, however do you bathe yourself? Surely you don't go buy that so-called soap that they sell in stores. You do? Oh my word. Okay. I definitely felt the jagged edge of your aura, and that is exactly why these commercially produced things that you're buying that are soap shaped, it's a scam. Don't do it. It is full of additives, preservatives, colors, scents that are not of this world. We must take this seriously. And as I said, I'm here. I was placed in this space to re-educate people like you. It's my cross to bear, and oh, is it ever a burden, but I bear it without complaint because it's a blessed life, truly, to be enlightened and to live a purposeful life. So, as I was saying before you interrupted me to ask me how I got in here, you are so funny when you're not just disgusting. No offense. I know you're doing your best. But I went to the Autumn Leaves Festival last weekend. I rode my bike there. It took 27 hours, but it was totally worth it. I went to the Autumn Leaves Festival to spread some correct information to the festival goers about the nature of leaves and death and the circle of life, and how it is not an occasion to eat funnel cakes and fried Snickers bars. It is a time to go out into the woods and celebrate and enjoy Mother Earth and its bountiful harvest, like me, like my name, Harvest. It's the perfect name. It's almost as if the angels above were singing when I was named. Can you just imagine they were? I know they were. I can feel it. I feel it. And once you become one with the universe, you really just feel everything about it. It's wonderful. I'm hoping one day you will get there, but you probably won't. I'm here to help you, and then you can help me. All right? My goal, since you live in such a populated community, is to go out and spread the word about All Hallows Eve. And the truth of the matter is that candy is the devil. That's the really scary thing about Halloween, and people like you perpetuate that. It's not easy to stare at someone so lovingly who has so thoroughly annihilated the next generation with your chocolates and your caramels and your plastic costumes. I apologize. I can't say that word. It makes me physically ill to think about that stuff. Oh my God. It surrounds me everywhere, but I must soldier on. I need to see whatever it is you plan to hand out. I assume you're handing out candy to the littles. Yes. Can I see it, please? No, I really need to. I actually do. It's very important. I want to see what you have, and then see. I'm not just here to find problems. I'm here to sniff out the problems, and I'm being bombarded with them at this moment. The chi in here has a high degree of pepper, and it's pungent. It's messing with my focus. I'm not just here to point out problems. I'm here to point out problems, of course, but then I'm going to offer solutions to your problems, just like I'm going to do when I go forth and spread the word while kids are out trick or treating or sick and bleeding, which is what they ultimately are. All the life force is draining from their bodies every time you give them a little Kit Kat, Three Musketeers, Snickers bar. Snickers. There's nothing very funny about all of this, is there? No. 100 grand. Yeah, that's probably what you'll spend treating your cancer that you're going to get from those candy bars. It's a sad fact, and unfortunately, I can't stop it all, but I'm going to stop what I can. Okay, so I happen to notice over there near that disgusting looking little wicker magazine holder over there. Did you make that? Did one of your littles make that? Because, well, I did notice it had an interesting pattern to it. I remember when my little Haven, when she was only 2 hours old, she made a magazine rack like that. Only we don't use magazines because, magazines, that's for people with no imagination. No, we craft our own magazines. We make them from repurposed pine needles and rocks. They're very interesting, much better than anything you would get, commercially because, seriously. But no, Haven made a beautiful magazine rack like that. By the time she was 6 hours old, her technique had improved significantly. She almost made one that I would be proud to show people. But I happened to notice over there near your interesting little magazine rack that there is a bag of something. Okay, it looks like it might be candy, or what you people call candy. Oh, I mean, you know what I mean. People who buy chocolate, caramel, nougat, and mixtures of all three of those. They even put peanuts in some of them. Oh, peanuts. Well, you know about peanuts, right? You shouldn't eat peanuts. I mean, do you know what's in peanuts? GMOs. You know what those do. Oh, even if they're labeled non-GMO, doesn't matter. They're in there anyway. All peanuts have GMOs. And do you know what's in that? Frog DNA. And then you know what happens if you eat them? It's not going to affect you, but it will go down and be passed into your offspring, assuming you can reproduce it all. And it will give them little frog DNA bits. Just because you had to enjoy some peanuts. No. We have much better alternatives, and you can grow them yourself, which I'm sure you would do. You just need someone here to help you understand how you really need to do things. So if you would just fetch that bag, I sure would love to see what's in it. Say please. How about... I know what you were doing yesterday afternoon when you told your husband you were at work. Think that's perfect. Okay, if you just grab that. No, that's fine. Just put it there. I don't want it any closer to me. You see that line in your really unimaginative tile? Put it behind that line right there. When I crafted the tile for our home, I worked on it for days. It's very intricate. I just crafted my new kiln, and I was firing some pottery. I brought some pottery today, and I was firing my tiles. They were very colorful, and it had a perfect glaze, which I made from sand myself that I collected at the beach after riding there on my bicycle. It only took 4 days to get the sand, and then days and days to make the tile. How long did it take you to make that tile? What do you mean you didn't make it? So you paid money for that tile? Well, it's ugly and boring. I think if I were going to actually spend money on something, I would have picked something a little more exciting than that. But I assumed that you were just like a newbie at kiln firing. No. So where do you keep your kiln? You don't have one? No wonder you hand out chocolate. My goodness, you are very basic. Oh, I'm sorry. It's the fumes in here. It's the aura of your home. It's just so unwelcoming. Everything smells like cedar, and I don't even know what the other smell is. It's like slovenliness or... No, I know what it is. Sheep. blindly following the pack, or lemmings. I actually think you smell a lot more like lemmings. No offense. So, no. Now, I'm going to do something that I would normally not do, but because it is my calling, I have to do it. I'm going to coat myself with my finely milled soap, which is crafted from my own two hands. Just coat them up. Now, don't do anything. You stay there. I'm going to reach into this bag and see what's in here. Oh, how creative is this? All right. So we have here, you're going to have to tell me what these are, because I don't know. M&M's. Isn't that an entertainer? I recall hearing that somewhere. Someone was walking by, and they were listening to some device. It played, I believe, some type of music. What would that be? I've never heard of it. It doesn't matter. I don't believe in technology anyway. It's not important. So what is this made of? Chocolate with a candy coating. Okay. I'm just going to go ahead and just drop that over there. That way we have much better options. Here's one of the items that I will have Haven and Yi using tomorrow night at our home. Those are my littles that share my space. Are you not familiar with my littles? Oh my goodness. That's probably because they've been exploring the world. That's right. Haven is the first little. Haven, yes, I mentioned her earlier. See, you know I have this short-term memory loss. You're not getting the right vitamins. It's not that you're not getting any vitamins. See, it's what a lot of people don't understand. It's a common misconception, so don't feel bad that you don't know this, but you are simply not getting the right amount and mixture of vitamins, which I can clearly see. I'm really glad I got to see you up close. It's really going to help me out, but we'll discuss that. Haven, I mentioned, and Yi is my other little. Yi? No. At the back of the throat. Yi? Don't strain yourself. I offer classes every Tuesday at 3, so anytime you want to drop by, I'll be happy to help you with that pronunciation. It's my pleasure. No. We don't believe in chocolate. Chocolate is kind of a gateway drug, and it alarms me to see so many people giving their littles chocolate. I mean, as young as 5 or 6, they're giving them chocolate. But then at the same time, they won't give it to their dogs. Does this not set off alarm bells for people? That you will give it to your littles, but not your dog? Where are your priorities? It's poisonous for dogs. Then what do you think it is for littles? Okay? Do you follow the logic? You know, I know you're not getting enough omega-3s, and it's totally not your fault. Well, it is. Actually, it is totally your fault. But just try to follow me here. Haven and Yi will be handing out these, which we crafted ourselves just today. These are, let me explain. These are made by us with dates and nuts that we grew ourselves. They're totally organic, totally yummy, no packaging at all, which is the way all food should be. There's a little hair on it there. Sorry, that's okay. So whenever we take one out of the pottery, we just make sure there's no hair or dust on it. You know, we just kind of pick it off of there. And it also has carob in it. It's very exciting because everybody knows carob tastes way better than chocolate. It's so much better for you. It is 1,000 times better for you. But people insist on buying chocolate. Do you know why? Because of Big Chocolate. Okay? I am here to spread the word about carob and all its remarkable qualities. This is infused with carob that we have ground and crafted and mixed and blended ourselves. Smell! It does not smell like asphalt Are you all right? See, you're just not used to real food. You eat this, you call it food that you eat, all the processed, packaged stuff that you eat that's loaded with fat and salt and sugar, and it's deep fried. And you go to those places like McDonald's and you eat their stuff, and that's what happens to your brain. So your brain is full of french fries and chalupas, and you wonder why you can't think. Okay, you need some date and fig and carob in your body. Would you like to eat this? It only has a little bit of hair on it. I'm not really sure what kind of hair it is. It could be possum hair. We've been taking care of a possum. His name is Harold. He's very smart, so if you eat a little bit of his hair, it probably would actually help you a little bit, to be honest. No? Okay, well, we are going to be handing these out. And of course, we have our reusable containers because we do not use anything disposable. We are a zero trash household, and very proud of that fact. So we have our date and fig and carob bars. Very exciting. I think these are going to be great for the little tykes. They're going to love this. They would much rather have this than whatever that stuff is. Ew. So we have this wonderful alternative to that stuff. Okay. Is that bag moving or is it just me? Okay, I'm going to reach in there again. Let's see what else is in here. Ew. Okay, I am, ugh. I'm sorry, it's the closest I've ever been to a Snickers. It says Snickers on the back here. So what is this? What's in this thing? Chocolate, nougat, caramel, and peanuts. Again with the peanuts. What is it with peanuts? Oh, okay, no. Something way better than that. I have a bountiful harvest. There's that name again. It's like everything in my life is about that. I am all about bounty. And not the paper towels because they're going to destroy the environment totally. I made this. Isn't it beautiful? Yes, I worked very hard on this. I went down to the river and collected reeds for 37 days to find the right ones to make it. It has a wonderful sound. Do you hear that? That is the sound of an expert basket maker. But I'm sure your baskets are lovely. I don't see any baskets here. Where do you keep your baskets? You don't make baskets. Well, how do you transport things? You do what? You don't use baskets. How? Oh, you're carrying everything in your hands. Okay, well that's actually fine. Do you just carry everything in your? You don't? You use bags. What kind of bags? Are you talking about those recycled, reusable totes they sell in these supermarkets around here? There's nothing super about them. No. Those aren't really good for the environment, right? It's all a ruse. It's all a ruse. It's not. It's really not. No, well, when you're finally completely in tune with the environment like I am, you will understand the importance of not using those either because they're no better than the alternative, the P-word bags, the plastic bags. They're no better. They're no better. Do you know why? Think about it. Okay, these reusable bags are made of that plastic stuff. All you're doing is incentivizing the production of more plastic. That's all you're doing, because then it gives them an incentive to make more and more reusable totes for people like you who think you're actually doing something good when you're actually not. It's like buying cigarettes to keep other people from smoking. Does that make any sense to you? No, it just incentivizes the production of more cigarettes. And what kind of world do you want to live in that you do this? I'm really starting to worry about your thought process. But instead of Snickers, you know what I have in here? Something way, way better. Oh, you're just not going to believe it. We have golden roasted flax seeds. This is the Halloween treat of today. Golden roasted flax seeds that I grew in my own field, and I harvested myself with my little's help. Fisher would have helped, but unfortunately he is in Mongolia. He's searching for the naked mole rat with his assistant Tiffany, and I understand that they're having a lot of trouble because the mole rat hides, and it's very shy. So he was not able to help. Maybe next year. So what you do, right? When the littles come to your door, you offer them a big hearty scoop of roasted flax seeds. And their eyes are going to light up with delight when they take one bite of these fresh, nutty tasting flax seeds. It's so much better than Snickers. As soon as they try them, they're going to throw all that candy away. They're not going to want it anymore. And see, that's one step closer to where we really need to be. So I'm going to leave you a few dozen pounds of some roasted flax seeds. And I'm even going to leave you a basket to get you started. That way, you don't have to use any disgusting plastic or anything like that. You have a perfect basket made by a master basket maker. Isn't it beautiful? It's quite lovely. 100% from the earth. Oh, cut and shaped by me. Just me. I don't know what I did to turn out to be so talented at so many things. I don't know how I worked that out, but oh my goodness. All right. Let's see what else is in here. Oh, it's sharp. Oh, that's the thing I hate about everything that, you commercially produced people are, the TV people. Everything in your world is so sharp. It has sharp edges. Everything in nature, everything is rounded. There are no straight lines in nature at all, except for the perfectly straight spines of my littles. Oh, and they're perfectly high IQs and creative abilities, because they were raised all naturally. But I'm sure your kids are just wonderful. Okay, what do we... Oh. Okay, I'm confused. This bag has lots of information on it. Oh, how adorable. They even give you nutrition facts as if there's any nutrition in here. Oh. Ooh, 40 milligrams of potassium. Well, that's all I'm going to need to eat today. I'm being facetious. What is this? And why did you buy it? Yes, I'm glad that you know some children don't like candy or don't want sweets. So what is it? So it's cheddar flavored? Okay, so it doesn't even have any real cheese in it? I don't understand the problem, okay? When you are doing your batches of cheese and you know this Halloween thing is coming up, why don't you just make extra so you can hand it out to the kids? All you have to do is plan ahead and make a... You don't make your own cheese? Okay, I don't mean any offense by this, but what do you do? I mean, you don't make your own soap. You don't weave your own baskets. You don't grow your own flax. You don't even press your own blocks of cheese. What exactly do you do? I mean, what are you so busy doing all day? Other than, eating French fries and, drinking fried lard. I mean, what do you do? I'm sure it's none of my business, but I really think you should tell me. I want to point out one more thing. This just caught my eye, and I really don't want this near me, but you see that? That is a perfect depiction of this whole holiday, okay? You have the skull eating this stuff because that's what they're going to become. They're going to become like actually dead from eating these things. Can you slide it away. From eating these things that you give them, you're killing them. And it makes me very sad because it seems like you mean well, but it just seems like you just can't be bothered to put forth the effort to find out what it takes to raise good littles. My goodness. Okay, well, we have an alternative to that too, so don't panic. It's okay. Here's another one of my talents. Now, of course, when I started, my wooden bowls were not this perfect. This one is completely perfect, as they all are now these days. You don't need to give them fake cheese. Look here. Quinoa. No, quinoa. No, with the side of the throat. Quinoa. Quinoa. Sounds a lot like chinois, which is French for Chinese, but this is not Chinese, okay? This is a super grain of the Andes, but I know how to grow it myself in my own crafted greenhouse. Yes, I made it myself with my own 2 hands and the help of my littles, Haven and Guy. We are a perfect family. We are very happy. And so will the littles be when they come to your house. And you give them this. When they come to your door. No. Oh, we don't believe in containers. No. The human body was born with 2 perfectly good containers. There's no need to put anything in containers. I put this in containers to help make it a little less confusing for you. Once you're really enlightened, you don't need containers anymore. No, we have 2 perfectly good containers right here. There's no need for any of these products that the world convinces you need. So when the littles come to your door, you just bless them with quinoa. Quinoa. It is the superfood of the Andes. It smells like absolutely nothing. Are you feeling a little better about Halloween now? I really hope so. I heard it might rain. Which, I really hope it does, because that way no one can even go trick-or-treating, which would be ideal. That would be the best outcome we could expect. But tell me you're feeling better. You look a little confused, though. Did I go over this too fast, or do you need me to go over anything again? Do you need me to pronounce quinoa a few more times? Explain what it is? You look a little overwhelmed. Okay, well, now that we've taken care of that, I need you to help me with something. I need a favor. I know that when one is in Rome, you must do what Romans do. Now, I have never been one to dress up for this holiday because it goes against literally everything I believe, and around this time of year I will tell everyone that every chance I get. Even if it has nothing to do with the conversation, I make sure to let them know that I don't celebrate Halloween. But when in Rome, do as the Romans do. And I need a costume, all right? I'm going to craft it myself, of course. I've already started on it. I dug these up from my little storage bin that I made myself of cedar. This big tree fell. I made a whole chest out of it. Didn't even need a hatchet. I'm just that good. I found this here. This is some stuff that Guy made when he was only 3 minutes old. This was his first attempt at looming You can tell his technique was a little rusty, but he was only 3 hours old. I'm sure your littles, started out a little rough on their looming too. But by the time he was about 7 hours old, he had mastered it. He was making beautiful rugs. He even loomed a lampshade. The doctor would have been impressed if he'd actually been there, but I don't believe in doctors for births. No, I birthed him in the creek down by the valley. It was very beautiful. A hawk flew over. How about that? This is some of Mgis. I repurposed it for my costume this year. And here's the surprise. Now I know you're going to be super flattered. I'm going as you this year for Halloween. Yes, you're perfect. I've been watching you. I follow you and I see your outfits and your lifestyle. And it just cracks me up the way you live. The way you are. You are so remarkably sedentary and ordinary. I think I'm going to master that look. So we're going to start with some ratty weaving here. It kind of matches the scarf you had on the other day. What was that about? Did your littles make that when they were 3 hours old? Or maybe an hour old, because it was really ugly. So I have some ratty scarves, and I thought this would be perfect. Now this was made by my Haven when she was only 30 minutes old. And I dyed it with some beets that I just dug up out of my garden myself, one of my many vegetable gardens. And I dyed it red to represent the blood of all the children who are going to die young and develop diabetes because of the way people like you feed them every day. It's a subtle little thing, but I'm thinking maybe a few people will get it. Maybe somebody will get a good chuckle out of it. You don't like this look? You don't like this? Look, I've started practicing, and I've gone out of my way to really craft this look that you have. Like, I'm gonna have to take my hair down and roll it up in some sticks to make the sloppy curls like your hair has. I've already mastered the really pale complexion that you have, the bags under your eyes. I've really been working on those are coming along nicely. The crow's feet right here, yeah, that's the result of all the preservatives and additives and just general garbage that you eat every day. You can see what it's done to your whole body, actually. There's not much I can do about looking like the rest of you, but I thought that these tattered, nasty, woven garments would be really good to kind of represent just your general overall slovenly look. Not Slovenian, no, slovenly. Because you kind of dress a little sloppy. Yeah. Oh, no, I'm not saying you're sloppy. I mean, you kind of have a sloppy mindset, and your clothes are kind of sloppy. I notice you really like, what do you call that, sweatpants? That sounds really appealing. And, well, and I'm not stopping there. See, I really want to pass myself off as you. So, I went way down into the woods. I've traveled long and far to craft this look. I ventured off into the woods miles away from my homestead. I came across a chain link fence. I'm not one to be stopped by a chain link fence. I may be middle-aged, but I'm very spry. I climbed that fence, hopped over it. Do you know what I found in there? A large parking lot. Like, not a regular parking lot where people like you park when you schlep into Target for stuff that you don't need that just pollutes the world. No, I mean, this parking lot was part of a, what do you call those things? Car dealerships? I think that's what they're called. Where you buy the so-called automobiles that people like you drive. They had a minivan in there that looked just like yours. Yeah, I had to really search the astral plane to figure out what that thing was called. I wouldn't know. I don't believe in automobiles. It's just another side effect of the laziness and just general ineptitude of your culture that I can't identify with. But if I'm going to go as you, I'm going to have to liberate one, which I may have already done. Of course, if there's a large lump in my backyard covered with palm fronds, don't ask why. So Ngi is going to work with me and we're going to learn how to commandeer this automobile. So Halloween night, I can roll up with my jankety curled hair, my tattered rags, and I bet I will be indistinguishable from you. I'm going to do the pale face. I already got the gray sticky clay from the riverbank that I make my pottery with. It's perfect for your complexion because it's kind of this ashen gray color, just like you, just like your face, because you never get any sun or vitamin D or anything really. I'm extremely excited about this entire procedure. But now it's time to go because I am really starting to feel the effects of this place. It's almost what I imagine radiation poisoning would be like. I feel it seeping into my bones. And I really don't want to, I want to look like you, but I don't want to be like you. So I'm going to be on my way. I'm going to leave these goodies for you. I did want to ask you one thing about your look though. How can I make my ears uneven like yours? Because it's really noticeable, especially with that bad haircut. Or is it just that your hair is cut wrong? I don't know if I want to go far enough to cut my hair to look like you. And how do you get the jowls right here? How do you get that? It's a turkey neck. You probably get it from eating a lot of turkey neck and just nasty, nasty stuff that came from some horrible facility. I can't imagine what it's like to be in your stomach. What must it be like to be your intestinal tract? You know, I know they make horror movies about a lot of things. That's when they really need to explore. But being here with you and being exposed to your stabbing aura is really going to help me. You've really provided a great deal of inspiration for my costume. So be looking for me. I will definitely be out there. I'm going to be re-educating the masses. It's going to be fabulous. I hope to see you if you can summon the energy to get up and, walk upright for a little while and get out. That would be great. So be looking for me because I'll definitely be looking for you.